Let's see now. What's changed since we were gone? Yeah, if anything, looks like things are settling down. That's Llama for you. Hey there, Llama! We're back!
The cleanup work has been much more complicated than I expected. Solving problems that have built up over time is a tall order, to say the least. I believe it will take a few weeks more. Fortunately, those who remained appear to have shaken off the initial confusion and are becoming more proactive by the day. It's as if they've finally been forced to come face to face with what their faith actually is.
And it's all thanks to you.
No, I should have done this a lot sooner. I've been focused on taking care of myself these past few days, so I'm in a good place. And since you're looking after the Moon Marrow for us, I should be able to help you investigate the truth of the past.
Speaking of which, have you heard anything new about that phantom?
I've tried asking around, but to no avail. What about you?
We haven't made much progress either. But here's what we've got.
I think I've got the gist of it. Sounds like you've got your work cut out for you too. Don't forget to take good care of yourselves. In any case, please, come this way.
What do you see? What? Is it over already?
This appears to have occurred a long, long time ago. The memories I sensed are highly turbulent and disordered. So that is all my power allows me to discern.
Huh? What's the matter?
The flowers changed color.
Yeah, we should go see her and see if we can help her in some way.
I'll leave that in your hands then.
Oh wait, here you go. This is the medicine you asked the Curatorium of Secrets to help prepare earlier.
Ah, thanks for coming all this way with it. You've been a huge help. Also, if I may, I have a feeling that Kuthar might be able to help you get a more detailed glimpse at the memories about your spaceship.
Oh, that's true. She's the Kutara after all. But we best check if she's doing okay first. See you later then. she doesn't look so good. Sorry for disturbing you, but are you okay?
Dizzy. It's like I'm returning to the moon.
Wait, it's not that bad, is it?
I sense the moon's power within you.
We got the moon marrow back from the Fatui. Can it help you in any way?
And what do you require this time?
Come on, don't even think about that. Right now, you gotta focus on getting better.
I might need your assistance in the future.
Oh. Very well. Give me your hand. Back to Earth. My thanks.
Your feet never left the ground. But anyway, feeling any better?
Significantly. The moon within your body, it is as silent as a reflection in the water. Fascinating. I merely drew forth a ray of its light from the water. Enough to keep me tethered to the ground for now.
I think I sensed some other changes as well.
That is the moon goddess's favor. All things I come into contact with will bear this mark. It is harmless, and will fade over time.
Speaking of which, do you want to be the Moon Marrow's custodian, now that you've got your power back? It's supposed to be something that belongs to a god in any case, right?
It is the remains of Arya, goddess of the eternal moon.
So it does have to do with... Wait, what?
Did you not know this already?
Llama just said it was different from the other fragments, and that she could sense divine power within it.
And she is correct. When I drew that ray of moonlight from the marrow, I also drew some memories from within. That is how I know that it belongs to the goddess of the eternal moon.
But Llama also saw the past by using the Moon Marrow. Why didn't she see that?
There were once 3 moons in the sky, each belonging to a goddess who ruled over it. But after the War of Funerary Flame, all 3 lay slain, and 2 of the 3 moons were shattered during the conflict. After Arya's death, her power coalesced into this moon marrow. The iridescent moon's remains have never been found. And while the Frost Moon's goddess died herself, her moon was never broken. As the prophecy stated, this moon would birth a new deity sooner or later. The entity the Frost Moon Scions call the Kutar. I can sense that my power belongs to the Frost Moon, but it lies beyond the false sky, too distant from me. Forget controlling it. Sensing it alone requires immense effort.
Oh, wait, let Paimon count this up. We have the Eternal Moon's Marrow with us. No one can find the iridescent moons. Does that mean you have the Frost Moon's Marrow inside you then?
No. It can only form after the moon goddess is dead. Consider it a form of energy core. You may as well ask if there are rocks on the moon.
Oh, So you're saying that you represent the Frost Moon's power, right?
Yes. Now, a god with a gnosis is named an Archon. Since you bear the moon marrow, does that make you a moon goddess? You do not wish to become one?
That's not really the problem here. Also, why are you so eager to pass that title on to someone else? Anyway, never mind this becoming a moon goddess stuff for now. We're asking if we should return this moon marrow to you.
I do not desire it.
Huh?
Nor does it desire to come to me.
And what does that mean?
When I came into contact with its power, I sensed a kind of rejection. I can only guess that this is because I, too, am a moon goddess. 2 moons will not rise at the same time, let alone consume one another.
Guess it's stuck with me for now, then.
You sure that's gonna be okay? Lauma did say that you've hidden its power well, but the damselette sensed it just fine. And it's the wild hunt we're dealing with here, not some run-of-the-mill enemy. If it detects the marrow...
The wild hunt? You speak of that phenomenon as if you were describing a person.
Well, it sure looks like there's a person behind it all. Someone with a super clear goal, too. They've been after the moon marrow non-stop.
That seems to ring a bell.
Huh? Does it really?
My colleagues used to mention someone, back when I was still with the Fatui. He hailed from Conria, gaining abyssal power during the Cataclysm, and he had a consuming fixation on the moons.
Conria? Well, we don't know if the phantom we saw has anything to do with that, but the details kind of match. What was his name?
I only know what others called him. The Rayhir of Solnari. Huh. There was that title too. Yes.
Wait a second. Dane mentioned him, didn't he? Does that mean that our enemy is Rarier, one of the 5?
If that was the case, surely he'd be stronger than this, though.
I have heard that he disappeared not long after the Cataclysm. But when I asked my colleagues where he went, they replied, "Do you really not know?"
Why would they say that?
The tale of his final fate has it that he fell into the moon's reflection, from which there can be no return.
Wait, hold up, pause. There's just too much information.
I felt the same. They seemed to think that I should be the one who would know everything about the moons. But as I said, my prologue lies beyond the false skies. I do not even remember my name.
Oh.
Either way, following his departure, the wild hunt situation worsened drastically, and it has since become a byword for abyssal disaster. The present phenomenon may have inherited the same title, but it far surpasses its past incarnation in both scale and lethality.
Oh, to think that we're up against one of the infamous 5 sinners. That's way too much for us to handle. That incident on Star Sand Shoal must have been luck then. Or maybe he wasn't giving it his all. And even then, he still defeated Marionette.
Oh? What did you just say? Would you mind repeating that?
That's your ex-colleague? So, we were on Star Sand Shoal together, and she was beaten by the Wild Hunt, too. Did you just laugh?
No.
She totally did. Are you two on bad terms or something?
No. I simply imagined the put-out expression she must have worn in that moment, and found it interesting.
She seemed quite shaken.
Oh, she'll adjust soon enough. She's very good at that.
Okay, anyway, we've gotten off topic. Now that we know how dangerous the guy targeting the moon marrow is, you sure you want to carry it around with you, Traveler?
If Fatui intelligence is to be believed, Rerir would prevail even if all of Nod Cry were to stand against him. Perhaps something restricts him, if only for the moment.
Before I decide, there's a favor I'd like to ask you, Columbina.
What do you need?
Do you think you'd be able to show me what happened when my sister and I arrived in Nodcry? I mean, when our spaceship first landed.
Sure.
That was quick.
As I said, this to me is but a single ray of moonlight. Nothing to it. Give me your hand, and ready yourself.
Where is this?
Aether, come on, we have to leave this place.
What?
Hey, are you okay?
Our spaceship. A long, long time passed after we landed. No one left the ship during that time, but Lumine found me from outside of it somehow.
Huh? How would that even be possible?
I don't know.
The secrets within memories are like cookie crumbs. Take a bite, and they go everywhere.
All right. I'll keep the moon marrow with me.
Well, if you say so. Paimon can't stop you, but still. Ooh.
Will you need my help? I could help you conceal the marrow.
You could? Oh, that'd be great.
Detecting it within you is already no easy task, but I can teach you to further conceal its presence using Kuvaki. Like this.
Ooh, looks like a shield.
Can you sense it? Now, try to maintain it. You learn quickly.
Huh. Looks pretty sturdy. Could probably be used in self-defense in a pinch, huh? Are you always here, Columbina? It's kind of dangerous out there, sure, but have you, like, taken a walk outside or something?
I dislike strangers. Slightly better.
Yeah, the Frost Moon Scions have changed since you last saw them. Who knows? You might actually like them.
I will consider it.
She seems kind of tired. Either way, thanks for agreeing to help us.
It wasn't much. The flowers here. They like guests like you.
Best let her rest.
Running late again.
The Raker of Solnari. I've never heard that name before. Let's keep this news confidential for the time being. It would only cause even more panic amongst the people of Nodcry. But if this Rarier is as you describe, he will be a truly formidable opponent if we try to take him on by our strength alone.
Yeah, things might be okay if everyone was willing to work together, but right now... Exactly! Whatever the case, let's start by telling those we can get to join up about the crisis. As it happens, we have our own reasons to protect Nodcry, but even if we didn't, we'd never leave people in the lurch. That ain't our style.
Thank you. The Frostmoon Scions will stand with you to prevent this crisis as best we can. In addition, I believe that the relationships between the various factions in this land are not cast in stone. The winds of change are blowing, and we Scions have nowhere to run. Our faith, our sect, all of it is here. Whether our foe is the Fatui or this Raker, we must stand our ground and remain true to ourselves, even to the last.
Let's see... Speaking of allies, the Krumkake craft shop is the closest by, right? And F is sure to help us.
Come, children. It's time.
Time to roll! Get back on track! Time to roll! Hurry up, Brassa!
Friendly approach detected. We meet again.
Listen, listen! We've got updates on the wild hunt situation.
Threat level exceeds expectations.
Phew, doesn't matter if he's the Rahira Solnari or Solari or whatever. One volley from my cannon, and he'll be blown to smithereens! You were there when we fired it, right? If that isn't the kind of firepower that helps you sleep at night, I don't know what is! True, but the cannon only works against shambling monsters, right? What if Rarir's super fast? Well, we'll just get an effort to go grab him and tie him down. You're not taking this seriously at all, are you? Anyways, firepower is not a concern. See those canisters over there? That's all concentrated Kuvaki, which we'll be shipping to Nasha Town. More than enough ammo in there to blast that Fatui research facility to bits in a single shot. You sure have been looking forward to this battle, huh? Of course! This is gonna be the shot that shocks the world. All of Nagcry, heck, all of Snezhnaya will know my name once we're through. Sure. Travel safe.
I know. There remains intel left unshared.
Oh, right. Yeah. Since you're investigating the wild hunt, something pretty weird's happened in Nasha Town. Should probably watch out for that once you're back. Remember that Sosi guy? The Ratnik in charge of firing the cannon? He's been found dead in their organization's offices. Wait, what? Didn't we just see him, like, half a day ago? Yeah, it's still new news. So not many people are in the know. We were only informed because we'd worked together closely. And even then, only just now. I'll send a Nafa over to Nasha Town with some flowers later. Oh, he seemed like a good guy. Didn't put on any airs despite being a superior officer either.
The data concurs. This gentleman appears to have been one of the most accomplished amongst the Lightkeeper's sergeant majors. His character has also received commendation. Most would have lacked the motivation to fatally attack him.
Oh, that makes it even worse. Hey, what do you mean, actually? Either way, I'm not clued in on the details. Only Ratniki have been allowed on site to investigate the scene. You'll have to find some way in if you want to check it out for yourselves. Got it. Let's go then. You coming along, Inefa?
My tasks are incomplete. The last few batches of ammunition must be randomly inspected. You go ahead.
All right. We'll see you later. Hang on. Weren't you supposed to bring me some candy? You said you would. Sorry, but things happened kind of suddenly, so...
Batch inspection complete. Approved. Next up.
This must be it. Oh, doesn't look like there's any chance of us getting in with that ratnik guarding the door, though. Should we go speak to the guard first?
Might as well try squeezing blood from a stone.
Ah! Never! When did you...
I came over to take a look as soon as I received the news just now. Aino told you about this then? Before we start, shall we see if we've made the same guess? Indeed. Quicker than we thought as well. Keep your eyes peeled for any clues once we get in. No need to jump to conclusions.
But how are we supposed to get in at all?
Just follow me.
I'm sorry, but we're not open to guests right now.
Sorry about that. They're here to investigate.
All of them?
The paperwork checks out.
All right then. Enter.
Paimon might have said this before, Nefer, but you sure do come prepared.
Shishich, my old friend. Fill us in, if you would.
Greetings. If you would allow me. The murder happened not long ago. The Sergeant Major was killed by a single piercing strike from a polearm. We have performed a preliminary sweep of the crime scene to facilitate investigation. No obvious signs of a violent struggle. No damaged doors or windows. The culprit must have used some other means to enter the room unopposed before performing the deed.
Entering unopposed. So, do you think there's a chance that the culprit would usually have right of entry?
At the moment, the most valuable lead we have is based on an eyewitness report from a nearby resident. Specifically, that Flint's was seen entering and leaving this place in the time period when the crime most likely occurred.
Flint's?
We have tried to contact him, but he has not replied.
Very odd indeed.
So, he's the prime suspect right now, right?
To be honest, I'm not particularly inclined to believe that this was an inside job. Flint's can come across a bit eccentric, but he does well in missions on the whole. He also had no disagreements with the Sergeant Major that we know of. So he lacks the motive to commit such a terrible crime. But neither the eyewitness report nor the nature of the fatal wound itself are in his favor. So we are looking for him at present.
Looks like there's not much else to dig up here. Let's go outside and discuss what we've seen. So, the evidence points to Flint's, and he just so happens to have disappeared without a trace. A sticky situation indeed. We know that this Flint's could have been Rerir in disguise, but we lack the evidence to prove this to anyone else. Furthermore, Flint's has left us with many questions, all of which will require a reasonable explanation.
Yeah! He said he would report back to headquarters, but it seems he hasn't gone at all. What could he be doing?
Let's approach the issue this way. First, we must determine our culprit. Was it Flint's or Rerir in disguise?
Yeah. What reason would Flint's have to murder Sosie anyway?
None, as far as I know. And even if he had a motive, it would have been easier to do so out in the wild, rather than in Nasha Town.
Yeah. They would have often gone out on missions together. Plenty of chances there.
Yes, but there's one thing worth noting here. Remember the intel we got back at the tavern? No one has ever seen a phantom that can take the form of other humans within the Wild Hunt. This means that he has been hesitant to abuse this ability, or allow it to become common knowledge, likely so that he could act in secret under other guises.
But no matter what, borrowing identities comes with risks, right? What if you bump into the person you're imitating along the way?
Precisely. In other words, his goal must have been worth the risk, similar to how he came in disguise to obtain the moon marrow. He likely knew then that the real Flint's would not appear and get in his way during this time. We'd have to ask Flint's ourselves, I'm afraid. But we shouldn't jump to any conclusions here. We can't discount the possibility that he might actually be the murderer himself. Not yet, at least. And there are other, less likely scenarios. For instance, Rerir may have already killed Flint's long ago, and been living as him for some time now. Yes, that is our ticket to a breakthrough.
Then we've got to find him before the Lightkeepers do, or we might never see him again.
Steady now. Our friends should be back soon.
We've tracked him down to a beach north of Nasha Town. The Wild Hunt is present too, so we're putting a force together. I'll have you know that this is top secret information I'm leaking here.
Don't worry. You'll receive a top-class reward in return. The beach is all yours. I'll stay and slow the Lightkeepers down. Things might go south if you bump into one another.
Oh, right. Before we go, should we reveal Rerir's secret? Since he's trying to keep it all hush-hush, why don't we just pull the curtains on his little trick? That'll teach him to sneak around pretending to be other people. Hey! Why are you laughing?
Oh, I was just imagining how satisfying that would feel. But I'm afraid this revelation would only stir up more chaos. Setting aside the matter of evidence, some may trust Flint's on our account, whereas others would suspect him on account of his behavior. Tossing him into a swirling tumult of public opinion like that might just give Rarier more opportunities to capitalize on. And think about it. Once people learn that he can masquerade as those they trust, would they continue to welcome friends into their homes with such open hearts? Unease grips the hearts of those in Nasha Town already. We should avoid throwing more fuel onto the fire.
Yeah, you're right. You've really thought of everything, huh? Nothing for it, then. We've just gotta find Flint's.
Indeed. But just in case, let me stress once more. We should neither be excessively afraid of Rarier, nor trust in Flint's too lightly. This light source is of special Lightkeeper design. It provides illumination within Wild Hunt anomalies, and can briefly dispel the abyssal fog within.
Oh, right. We'll have to deal with that mess, too. Yeah, this'll be important. Thanks a bunch, Nefer.
You're welcome. I've charged it to your account, by the way.
Hey, you! Whoa! The fog's really rolling in. Quick! Grab the light source! Is that a Lightkeeper's lantern? Is there someone up ahead? Come on, let's go see! Monsters!
Headbutt! Heads up! Charge! Yeah! Oof! Light it up!
Hold still! Reconstitute!
Charge! Yeah! Yeah!
This monster was lurking near the lamp. That must have been a planned ambush. We're not falling for that again. There's something inside it. Some small device. Huh? Why isn't it giving off light anymore? Is it broken? Oh, we better take it with us.
Is someone there? Please, help me!
Isn't that Flint's voice? Did you hear that? But...
How shall the Savior make themselves?
Ah! More baddies!
Charge! Smash down! Yeah! It's justice o'clock! Yeah! Oof! Heads up! Hero incoming!
Rise with the sun!
Reconstitute!
Yeah! Kapow! Charge! Yeah! Headbutt! Heads up! Hi! Dip!
be in trouble if these spooky shadows touch us! Quick, use the lantern!
Operissos. Yamalune sattesi forampo kalun. Besenni kestun.
Hand it over. That was mine from the first.
Tutto mi nectorai desnevite.
You're a fool. You again.
What the? It's stronger than before. Lantern now!
It escaped again. This situation speaks for itself, I presume.
So, you were tangling with Rarer out here all by yourself.
So, that vile phantom hiding inside the Wild Hunt has a name of his own.
Yeah, you don't look so good.
Sorry you had to see me like this. All the same, you have my sincere thanks for your aid. To think you had the power to so easily cleanse the filth staining the lantern, which tormented me so. Might I ask what magic that was? Or whose pupil you are? I believe I might have saved some face had I mastered just a fraction of such abilities. And an enviable constitution it is. A pity that such abilities cannot be acquired.
Why did abyssal power just burst out of your lantern anyway?
That is a long story. Many moons ago, when on Wild Hunt clearance duty, I shattered one of its cores only for a special crystalline object to fall out. I sensed a power surging within it that was at once familiar yet strangely illusory. I freely confess to being an avid collector of ancient gems, coins, and other curios. And curiosity it was that had me store this crystal inside my lantern. Afterwards, I wound up collecting a few more such crystals quite by accident, and discovered that they could merge into a single piece without my prompting. Though my understanding ends there. It was only recently that they began slowly emitting abyssal energy, which could neither be dispelled nor weakened.
Is that what Rarer claimed belonged to him? That must be what he's after then!
I concur. And here's the kicker. Before he was exceedingly weak. In fact, I've already beaten him several times, though I could not destroy him completely. But I noticed while engaging him that the crystal fragment would restrict my powers. As such, it occurred to me that I should hide it rather than tangle with him any longer. Alas, he has proved most fixated upon this fragment. And for some reason, his strength has grown by leaps and bounds since I last encountered him. And where, might I ask, would it be safe? Or do you think it wiser I threw it away? Were our places switched, would you discard it, knowing that its perilous might was beyond your ability to counteract, yet capable of causing greater harm should it lie beyond your grasp?
Yeah, throwing it away would mean giving the bad guy what he wants. But exposing yourself to its corrosion and growing weaker by the day, that sounds super dangerous too.
Only those who shoulder risks are qualified to welcome in the turning of the tide. Those who flee when troubles come are nothing more than deserters. Though I shan't deny that I have your fortuitous arrival and most outstanding assistance to thank for my continued ability to speak such platitudes. Either way, it seems this fragment is now utterly still. That must have made it useless to Rarir. I doubt he would have retreated so readily otherwise. I imagine this wasn't the only reason you came looking for me, though?
Well, no, but...
Ah. I see. To use the Lightkeepers to find me, I suspect. I did not inform anyone of my true whereabouts, so he should have had more difficulty tracking me down. They alone have the ability to quickly pinpoint my position. Our Sergeant Major has a Kuvaki-powered device that can be used to detect others who bear a lantern. They usually don't pay my whereabouts much mind unless they absolutely must find me.
You mean this thing?
Yes. Where did you pick this up?
We found it inside a lantern when we first charged into the Wild Hunt anomaly.
It must belong to a Ratnik dispatched to investigate the area, who, it seems, dropped everything and fled the moment they saw the Wild Hunt massing to strike. Well, at least they're not dead.
Guess it's not surprising how they found you so fast, then. But if Rarir could have shapeshifted into Sosi, why didn't he just use that Kuvaki device to find you himself?
Were he to use it, that device would likely fail to act as it should, owing to abyssal interference.
Ah, guess that explains it.
So not only is this Rarir ruthless, but a purveyor of dirty tricks, too. You might not be familiar with Sergeant Major Sosi, but he put his heart and soul into every mission. Our deployments are subject to orders from headquarters, and his orders were to be stationed long-term in Nasha Town. As such, he was very seldom able to go back and visit his family. He worked so hard, seeking to produce excellent results that might convince them to transfer him out.
Oh.
But every year they would say, wait a little longer. wait a little longer. He often wondered if it was because he was lacking somehow. In truth, everyone had nothing but the highest praise for him. But good work does not always lead to good outcomes. The higher-ups would think, he's doing great where he is. Let him stay there forever. A most convenient choice for them, at least. Whereas his subordinates would think, wouldn't it be a shame if we were to lose such a talented, easygoing boss? So he waited. And he waited. Until the world closed its eyes in the depths of the night, and a lantern was slowly lit for him alone, that no one could see. One that has played out many times throughout history. Another reason to take this Rerere's head.
Oh. At least we now know that he's looking for these fragments inside Wild Hunt anomalies.
And yet, what did the Sergeant Major have to do with any of this? Why did he have to die?
Could Rarer be angry that the cannon Sosi set up to fire destroyed the fragments he wanted to collect?
Could you take me to the scene of the crime? We shall just have to exercise some discretion then. Come on. Let us be on our way. I understand the situation more or less. Much has happened, I see. Either way, I suppose we were lucky not to receive a warm welcome on the way over here. It seems my fellow Lightkeepers do not wish to make this case public just yet.
Yeah. Guess Nasha Town's already been enough of a mess lately.
Let's stop here. Any further and the Ratniki might detect us. Since you two can enter, I'll have to request that you kindly pick me up once you're inside.
Oh? And how are we supposed to do that?
You'll know when the time comes. See you later.
Still acting all mysterious. But he seemed pretty confident, so guess we've got to trust him. Hello?
Ah, you're the special assistants for this investigation, right?
Yep, that's us.
Well, you're just in time. We're basically done investigating the crime scene. All that's left is to finish writing up some records. Then properly dispose of Sergeant Major Sosi's remains. If there's anything else you'd like to look into, this is your last chance to do so. Sadly, no. The motive behind the killing remains a mystery. And while we somehow managed to get news of Flint's, an unexpected accident caused us to miss him. But considering that Nefer from the Curatorium of Secrets came forward to help investigate, I have no doubt that a breakthrough's not far off.
We'll do our part too. All right, we're going in. See you later. Phew, we're in. Thanks to Nefer's reputation, once again. But we still know nothing about how Flint is gonna enter, or how we'll pick him up. Never mind how we'll leave later on. Something the matter? Huh. That looks like Flint's lantern. But where is he exactly? Well, we've got the lantern. What now? Oh, Paimon almost screamed out loud. You never said you could do magic like that.
This lantern may have a rather peculiar shape, but so long as it doesn't glow, it won't stand out in the dark. I calculated that you would have already entered, so I chose a spot visible from the window before using light to send you a signal. As I thought, you're both sharp-eyed and on the ball.
The perks of being veteran adventurers, huh?
Your composure is more impressive still. You're right. That required a little trick of my own. But let us leave such trivial topics for a more relaxed moment. Our time is limited, after all. Just as I thought. Come, try sensing it yourself. Identical powers must flow from the same source. It was the Wild Hunt, then, that took my form and killed the Sergeant Major. But why do this?
To sow chaos by depriving the Lightkeepers of one of their commanders?
If the Wild Hunt's true form is powerful enough to stand against the world as you claim, I fear not even the full force of Lightkeepers could stand against him, let alone the handful of us stationed in Noshatown. He would have no reason whatsoever to pick quarrels with individual ants. Let's look again more closely. We must leave no stone unturned. Well, that makes things simpler. In that case, allow me to disturb the fallen. May the ghost flame guide your spirit. May you rest in peace. When we fought, he seemed like quite a reckless foe. Certainly not the meticulous mastermind type. Yet here we are, grappling with this enigma he has left us.
Oh, if we can't get any leads, we might have to go back and find Nefer. Oh, the longer we're stuck here, the likelier he is to achieve his goal. Oh, this is so frustrating! You mean this?
I'm not well versed in machinery, but that means his mechanical arm is malfunctioning, right? It might have been broken in combat.
No, that's not right. Paimon remembers this signal. We saw it before while repairing the cannon. It doesn't mean that the components are damaged. It just means that they're due for regular maintenance, so the device has stopped operating. But the real problem is that... Yeah, he even helped us find the maintenance port. It could still be a coincidence, but considering it hasn't been long at all since we were repairing that cannon...
The Soci you met could have been Rerir in disguise. In other words, he played the Sergeant Major before disguising himself as me.
That's right! If only there was some way to prove it.
You mean Hintsa?
We had a short chat with him once at the tavern, but it's so late. Guess it'll have to wait till tomorrow.
I know where he lives. The situation is critical, so let us now take up the role of uninvited guests ourselves. Ah, yes. And one more thing. Remember to pick me up by the window.
So shiny!
Oh, it's you two. And Flint's. Given the hour, I guess it must be an emergency.
It is indeed. Our sincerest apologies for interrupting your rest. We are investigating a certain matter in connection with Sergeant Major Sosi. We'd like to know if he has sent you a request for maintenance to be performed on his mechanical arm.
Sosi. Oh, so the rumors I heard, are they true? You know what? Forget it. I'm sure it's complicated. No further questions from me. Just a moment. I need to check my records.
Thank you for your understanding.
Got it. 8 days ago, he came to request a round of regular maintenance. But as it happened, I had run out of the required components. His mechanical arm is especially sophisticated, having been designed by Aino personally. The parts, too, could only be made by her. As such, they usually take several days to arrive. In fact, this time, he even asked me if we could push his request forward. And I understood, completely. Not being able to use your hand, that's rough for anyone. But even more so if your job involves fighting out in the wild. So I did my best to convince Aino to rush the job. And eventually, the parts arrived. 3 days ago, if I remember correctly. I sent word to the Lightkeepers immediately, but he never showed up. I assumed he was just out on some mission or other. What's with those faces? Everything all right?
You've provided us with some very crucial information, Hintsa. You have our thanks. We can't make everything public yet, but once our investigation is complete, I will return to thank you and provide an explanation on behalf of all the Lightkeepers.
No worries. Just glad I could help.
Thanks. Good night.
Good night. Hope the investigation goes well.
It seems that it is as we guessed. The Sergeant Major Sosi you encountered while repairing the cannon was actually Rerir in disguise. 8 days ago, he had yet to act. But at some point after that, he attacked and imprisoned the Sergeant Major. With the immense gap in strength between them, the job was finished in a single blow. And thus Rerir had no opportunity to discover the malfunctioning mechanical arm. Perhaps his mastery of shapeshifting extends only to outward form, and not therefore to complex internal mechanisms. Hence his oversight of the uniquely mechanical traits of the Sergeant Major's arm, and in turn, this flaw in his disguise.
You're saying he thought no one would realize his mechanical arm is actually made of some kind of black muck on the inside, so long as it worked, right? Still seems like there's a lot of guesswork involved here, but it mostly makes sense.
This also has me stumped for the moment. The cannon has always been used to destroy the Wild Hunt, and it works as intended. But how would that help Rerir exactly? Assuming he plans to collect the fragments within Wild Hunt anomalies, firing the cannon works against him, since it would blast those fragments to smithereens.
So we solved one mystery, only to dig up another. Whew. This is getting Paimon kind of down. And sleepy, too.
Yes, I'd say it is high time we took a break. Seems like there's a lot left to investigate. We'll have to fight Rerir eventually. And we'll do a poor job if we're not well rested.
Yeah, we should totally get some sleep first.
A reasonable suggestion. I have no doubt that my quarters have been turned inside out by now, at any rate. My colleagues have never failed to live up to my expectations of their discourtesy.
Well, guess we'll just have to pick you up as usual.
That would be good, yes. Feel free to put the room costs on my tab.
Phew, back inside. We can finally take a breather. Okay, Paimon. In and out.
We could all take a moment to unwind. As I recall, our first meeting took place not far from here. Ah, the nostalgia. Had you already sensed the unique power within my lantern at that time? I see. Words truly do fail to capture your superlative insight. Fortunate then that abyssal energy was only leaking from the fragment in minuscule amounts when we first met. Or I might have been in for a real interrogation.
Yeah, hard to say how that would have played out. We've had a whole bunch of unpleasant run-ins with the Abyss.
You mean to ask why I'm going this far to oppose him? Well, as a light keeper, I'd say I'm simply doing my job.
Yeah! You're covered in more mysteries than Paimon could shake a skewer at. You can't just get out of explaining yourself by making lame excuses.
All right. I suppose I do owe you some honesty, whether out of gratitude or the need to build trust. Your deductions have been quite correct. Should one wish to conceal oneself within a lantern, elemental power alone is not enough. You know humans well, and naturally you understand their limits. But some things that humans would consider difficult are quite normal in the eyes of non-humans.
So, you mean you're one of the latter?
Have you heard of how Snezhnaya was once the realm of the Fae? This race is no longer of any importance, but they still exist, as evidenced by the fact that I am standing before you.
We've heard some scattered legends, but that's all Paimon thought there was to it.
I once turned my heart toward humanity, and thus did I experience loss. I once labored and did much, and put an end to my tale with my own hands. When you realize you are floating in the middle of a vast ocean, you cannot help but feel that swimming in any direction would be equally meaningless. Would it not be better, then, to simply sink? But before I could sink to truly lightless depths, chance had it that I should be awakened by a band of Ratniki. They were facing a horde of abyssal monsters, and could not last against such a disparity in strength. Yet none fled. Those who dwell in darkness for long enough become exceedingly sensitive to all light. And the first light I saw upon awakening was that which shone from their eyes.
Is that why you chose to help them?
Perhaps I was moved by their valor. Perhaps I simply saw my past self in them, and was moved to action for the first time in a long, long while. But I was freshly awoken, and my powers were limited. I could not prevent casualties altogether. The survivors and I buried the fallen heroes. That was the origin of the final night cemetery. Well, not exactly. I was just more familiar with them. So joining up seemed the most convenient way to experience human life.
Doesn't sound too believable.
Well, I believe it. Besides, I'm well past the age when one might believe in things that must be done. Nonetheless, there are still some things I will not allow to happen. The chaos that Rerir has been stirring up is one of them. Tomorrow I shall go and check our records to see if I can find any connection between the Wild Hunt, Rerir, and the Canon.
Will you need us to get you where you need to be?
Oh, I'll be fine. I keep a backup copy at my residence in case of emergencies.
Can you even go back there right now? Won't there be Ratniki watching it?
Thanks for the reminder. I believe they'll have checked my place, but they won't have stayed. All things are ranked according to their priority, and we lack the manpower for such an open-ended stakeout. And even if someone is waiting, I have ways around that. I am the master of my own house, after all.
All right, then. We'll trust you. We sure ended up chatting for a while, huh? I'm super tired now. But, you know, feels like we can breathe easier, now that we know you better.
I didn't take you for the cautious sort. Anyway, I hope you'll help me keep this a secret. I'd prefer others not to know about my past unless strictly necessary. Nor do I want to attract more trouble on account of being a Fae.
Paimon's lips are sealed too.
All right. Thanks again for your help. Good night, you two.
Finally, we can rest. Let's go get some sleep. There's tons to do tomorrow.
It's getting late. The situation is urgent, but rest is vital. Good night, both of you.
So much noise. What's going on this time?
Hey! Where's Flint's? Is he here, or isn't he?
We would be most obliged if you would pipe down a little, dear guest. Our other guests are resting.
Resting? We're all about to be done for, and you're talking about rest? Flint's is a Wild Hunt shapeshifter, here to deceive us all! If we don't get rid of him now, there'll be no end to this!
You'd better give him up. If anything happens, your business here is done for. You want that, huh?
Or are you in cahoots with him? You with the Wild Hunt too, huh?
What happened? Did something leak out? But we were so careful last night. How did anyone see us? What do you mean? This is so confusing! What do we do? These people are no match for Flint's, but they're super heated right now. It's not like all the unusual stuff about him will make it any easier to explain either. way!
Hey! Let us in now!
My apologies. My apologies.
Hold on! Calm down, everyone!
What in Tevat is the meaning of this racket? Are you intent on depriving both the Voynich Guild and the Curatorium of Secrets of even a moment's rest? Boss, do we really have to entertain people who don't respect the rules? Call a few of your boys and have them thrown out.
And what hole did you crawl out of?
A watering hole, of course. The one you've just disturbed. A place to get a moment's respite from all the recent unhappiness, and to escape from all this talk of the Wild Hunt, or strange ghosts and phantoms. Who'd have guessed people like you would come bursting in, shrieking louder than any ghoul?
This is a matter of utmost importance. We've got solid evidence. All we need now is to confront Flint's face to face.
Exactly. And you sure don't look like an impartial party either, Nefer.
Oh, don't I now? How about this then, boss? Let them do their search. If they find their man, they can have their little chat. But if they don't, then they owe everyone here an apology, as well as compensation for all the racket they've caused.
Wait, it's...
All right. I suppose that's the only way. If we don't let them in now, they'll be back sooner or later. What a mess.
Oh, all right then.
Well, I'd say that sounds like an impartial proposal. What say you? Or are you suddenly unsure of yourselves?
Come on, everyone! Move it!
No sign of Flint's.
But how can that be? Hasn't he always stayed here?
Done searching, are we? Guess it's time to uphold your end of the bargain, huh? So, Paimon, you've been waiting to ask me something, haven't you?
Yeah, how did they even find us here?
My inside man with the Lightkeepers informed me that you paid the crime scene a late-night visit. I surmise that you must have rendezvoused with Flint's and obtained some new information. Then, early this morning, a group of people gathered at the town gates, news spreading amongst them that the Wild Hunt could disguise itself by taking on familiar faces. Everyone started throwing out the names of possible suspects. No one, seemingly, was exempt. And amidst it all, Flint's name started gaining more and more traction. I'm sure his solitary lifestyle may have played a part, but I wouldn't discount Rerir throwing fuel on the fire in secret.
So, did Flint's make his escape after hearing about this?
And that's where I, Yehoda, the quick-witted, fleet-footed backbone of the Curatorium, got my chance to shine. While everyone was super focused on the argument in the main hall, I, alone, noticed an opening.
I got her to climb up to a window to help Flint's out, only for her to return with nothing but a lantern.
Aw, come on, pause. I was just getting started.
We initially intended to bring Flint's back to the Curatorium and wait those people out, but I never expected this to be all that was left. I imagine, though, that he wouldn't have left something that was so seemingly important to him behind.
Might he intend to come back and get it later? Maybe. I'm not sure.
Well, he's out of harm's way now, so that's not super important, right?
Oh?
What Paimon means to say is, we've got lots of new intel to share.
All right then. Yehoda, contact the others. We're going to need all hands on deck. Let's have this discussion over at my place.
These are bounties. If you want to negotiate prices.
You can't live life without a little spice.